So, welcome to today's late review, which ought to be a pretty easy and short one. We'll be reviewing The Order, 1886. So, The Order 1886 takes place in, oddly enough, 1886. And you play as Sir Galahad, who is a member of The Order, which is basically a slightly more modern Knights of the Round Table. You'll hear Galahad referred to by other names, same with the rest of the members of the Order, as the names they use are generally not their birth names. They're names given to them based on Knights of the Round Table, i.e. Galahad. Now, the story is that there's somewhat of a rebellion going on in London at this time, and the Order is helping fight it. It's not their main goal. Their main goal seems to be fighting what they call half-breeds, which are werewolves. The Order ends up involved fighting the rebels because it appears that the rebels are using half-breeds to help try and bring down British Parliament. So, obviously the Order needs to step in and stop it. Obviously there's more to the story than that. There are some twists and turns I don't feel like going into because I don't want to do spoilers. But Galahad, he meets some really cool characters throughout. And to put it simply, it's a great story. You really enjoy the journey it takes you on. So the voiceover work in The Order is fantastic. It really helps you believe that you're in that time period, and all the voice actors do a great job delivering their lines. Let's face it, if a voice actor isn't doing a good job, it's the same as if an actor isn't doing a good job, and it really takes you out of the experience when they're not doing a good job. And that's very important because at the end of the day, it's a very story-driven game, and if you're not into the story, then what's the point of playing the game? Now, the shooting mechanics are solid, and that's really not saying much anymore. I mean, even pretty crappy games have solid shooting mechanics anymore, so that's not really a high standard. It takes a really craptacular game to have even crappy shooting mechanics at this point. Which I'm not saying doesn't happen, because it happens all the time. Throughout the game, you get saddled up with some AI partners, and they'll shoot, they'll kill, they'll stay out of your way for the most part, and they're nowhere near as bad as some games out there, kind of like Resident Evil, which really still needs to fix that shit. Yeah, I'm hung up on it still. This is more or less how I like my AI companions in a game. They're not completely useless, but they're also not jacking your kills, which is a good balance. As for the graphics, they are awesome. They're exactly what you're looking for in this new generation, and I'm sure it's only going to get better, but they help you believe in these characters because they look real. The characters look like battle-hardened soldiers and knights like they should. You can see the fabric. It looks old. It doesn't look really nice and clean and fancy. It looks like old-timey fabric. I mean, that's the kind of detail you're getting. It's great. The effects when you're shooting are awesome as well. Specifically when you're using the thermite gun. I can't remember its actual name, but it fires thermite bullets, which you then fire a flare into, and they ignite into fiery glory. There's also like an electrical arc / lightning gun designed by Nikola Tesla. So that thing is sweet. It's got great range. You can kind of see the lightning arch as it fires, and it just looks really, really cool. The werewolves look dangerous and menacing and big, but their overall design kind of reminds me of the werewolf from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Not my favorite design. I honestly prefer the werewolves from Underworld, but hey, it's still pretty damn cool, and you don't see enough werewolves in video games. Now, upon launch, I heard a lot about how short this game is, and admittedly, it's not the longest game I've ever played, but honestly, it's more than long enough. Especially since the story is good, the controls are good, everything you need for a good game, it's there. And beyond that, it's a great game, quite frankly. While The Order 1886 is a great game, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's that one killer game that the console needs, but it is a great game. I recommend buying it for anyone who has a PS4. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and if you liked the video, push the like button, and if you enjoy what I'm doing here, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, have a good one.